I'll be reading both OpenAI's recent announcement and the full economic blueprint document by June 30th, 2025. First with the article, then we'll move to the full document. Today, OpenAI, in partnership with Mandala Partners, is sharing the OpenAI AI Economic Blueprint for Australia. At a time when boosting productivity has emerged as a national priority for Australia, the blueprint provides a clear, actionable plan for how Australia can unlock the full economic and social potential of artificial intelligence. At OpenAI, we are building AI that helps people and governments solve hard problems, like accelerating scientific discovery, improving healthcare, education, and government services, and boosting productivity. We believe that together with Australian businesses, policymakers, developers, startups, and educators, we can harness the power of AI to make Australians' lives better and more prosperous. AI is a transformative general-purpose technology. Like electricity, it will change how we live, work, and interact with one another. Equally remarkable, however, is what our AI tools are already accomplishing across the world. Doctors and nurses are using our tools to help them gather and organize patient information and treatments. Scientists are using OpenAI's tools on high-energy physics, fundamental mathematics, disease prevention, cybersecurity, and energy. Students and educators are using ChatGPT Edu to develop customized curriculum and one-on-one tutoring tools, as well as to streamline administrative work. Farmers are using our AI tools to make more efficient use of their land, and homeowners are using them to help better renovate their homes. Workers in national and local governments are using ChatGPT to research projects, translate foreign languages, edit copy, and make outdated policy language more accessible. Founded more than 10 years ago as a startup research lab, OpenAI has created freely available tools currently being used by more than 500 million people around the world, with user growth doubling in Australia over the past year. For us, this is just the beginning. We are building AI to solve difficult problems because by tackling the toughest challenges, AI can have the greatest impact on the most people. This blueprint, a living document that will continue to evolve, is our proposal for how Australia can realize the promise of AI. We believe Australia needs to act more boldly and decisively to maximize AI's possibilities, while also ensuring it's used responsibly to mitigate potential negative effects. We are at an inflection point. The opportunity AI presents to spur productivity and increase prosperity is too compelling to forfeit. National investment in AI infrastructure today will form the backbone of future economic growth, create jobs, boost productivity, and usher in a new generation of entrepreneurship. It's true for Australia, and it's true for the rest of the world. We want to partner with Australia on this journey and look forward to building on this collaboration. See the economic blueprint for our full recommendations and ideas. Now here is the full economic blueprint. Enjoy the listening. AI in Australia. OpenAI's Economic Blueprint. July 2025. Forward. At OpenAI, we are building AI that helps people and governments solve hard problems, like accelerating scientific discovery, improving healthcare, education, and government services, and boosting productivity. We believe that together with Australian businesses, policymakers, developers, startups, and educators, we can harness the power of AI to make Australians' lives better and more prosperous. AI is a transformative general-purpose technology. Like electricity, it will change how we live, work, and interact with one another. Equally remarkable, however, is what our AI tools are already accomplishing across the world. Doctors and nurses are using our tools to help them gather and organize patient information and treatments. Scientists are using OpenAI's tools on high-energy physics, fundamental mathematics, disease prevention, cybersecurity, and energy. Students and educators are using ChatGPT Edu to develop customized curriculum and one-on-one tutoring tools, as well as to streamline administrative work. Farmers are using our AI tools to make more efficient use of their land, and homeowners are using them to help better renovate their homes. Workers in national and local governments are using ChatGPT to research projects, translate foreign languages, edit copy, and make outdated policy language more accessible. Founded more than 10 years ago as a startup research lab, OpenAI has created freely available tools currently being used by more than 500 million people around the world, with user growth doubling in Australia over the past year. For us, this is just the beginning. We are building AI to solve difficult problems because by tackling the toughest challenges, AI can have the greatest impact on the most people. This blueprint, a living document that will continue to evolve, is our proposal for how Australia can realize the promise of AI. We believe Australia needs to act more boldly and decisively to maximize AI's possibilities, while also ensuring it's used responsibly to mitigate potential negative effects. We are at an inflection point. The opportunity AI presents to spur productivity and increase prosperity is too compelling to forfeit. National investment in AI infrastructure today will form the backbone of future economic growth, create jobs, boost productivity, and usher in a new generation of entrepreneurship. It's true for Australia, and it's true for the rest of the world. We want to partner with Australia on this journey and look forward to building on this collaboration. Introduction. The Prime Minister has set a national ambition to move quickly to build an economy that is more dynamic, more productive, and more resilient. AI is a powerful tool that can be used to deliver on that ambition. After a long period of growth, the rate of improvement in Australian living standards has slowed over the past decade. AI presents a rare opportunity to reignite that trajectory, especially by driving a step change in economy-wide productivity. Higher productivity means higher wages, lower inflation, lower cost of living, and rising living standards. Over the past 40 years, Australia's real GDP per person has risen by 46,000 Australian dollars. Improvements in productivity, largely through innovation, have contributed 80% of this, with increases in the working-age population contributing 13% and increases in labor force participation contributing 7%. With an aging population, productivity increases will become even more crucial to future economic growth and prosperity, and AI offers an unprecedented opportunity to drive that productivity. Australia, however, will not achieve this growth by itself. The opportunities created by AI will flow disproportionately to countries that act. Too often, commentary on AI focuses on distant speculation, casting nations as passive recipients of inevitable change. In reality, the economic winners of the AI era will be those who make deliberate choices today. While Australian consumers have been quick adopters of AI technology, our policy settings have tended toward a cautious wait-and-see approach to AI. With other countries moving decisively, Australia must now shift gears from watching to shaping or risk falling behind in competitiveness, innovation, and quality of life. Australia has shown that when it moves with purpose on digital payments, rooftop solar, or cloud adoption, it can lead the world. Australians are fast to adopt new technology relative to other Western nations. AI should be no different, but this is not just another wave of automation. It offers everyone a chance to spend more time on the things that make us human. A nurse unburdened by paperwork can spend more time with patients. A teacher released from admin can focus more on students. A business owner with more bandwidth can pursue bold ideas. This is the real promise of AI. Not just faster processes, but a higher value economy and a more prosperous society. And Australia's role can extend beyond its borders. With the right choices, we can become the Indo-Pacific's trusted partner for AI infrastructure, standards, and responsible deployment. This blueprint is OpenAI's proposition, a practical plan to help Australia seize this opportunity. How to read this blueprint? This blueprint outlines opportunity areas where AI can deliver lasting benefits to the Australian economy and society, and highlights the ways OpenAI can help. We offer this work in the spirit of collaboration, joining a dialogue already underway across all levels of government and society. The opportunity areas are using AI to kickstart productivity, transforming the education sector, boosting government service delivery, and investing in AI infrastructure. Australia's 10-point AI action plan. To secure its AI future, Australia should 1. Roll out national AI skills training. 2. Offer targeted tax incentives for AI adoption. 3. Embed AI literacy in schools and universities. 4. Modernize government services with AI. 5. Provide secure access to government data for AI. 6. Upskill the public service with a central AI unit. 7. Reform AI procurement rules. 8. Invest in AI-ready infrastructure. 9. Ensure access to affordable, renewable energy. 10. Establish Australia as a trusted regional hub for AI. Productivity. Australia's economic success depends on reversing a long-term productivity slowdown. Australia's economy is at a turning point. After years of sluggish productivity, output per hour worked now sits 18% below the United States, a gap driven by underinvestment and slower adoption of digital technologies like AI. Reversing this trend is critical to Australia's growth. In sectors central to economic strength, such as construction, manufacturing, and retail, stagnation is dragging on the economy. With targeted AI investment, the rest of the economy can follow suit, unlocking new growth, higher wages, and improved living standards. The goal is to empower Australians with better tools and systems. AI offers a way to lift productivity not just by improving efficiency, but by rethinking how work happens. As other nations move quickly, Australia must keep pace. Strategic adoption of AI can help modernize industries and lower costs for small businesses. Case in point, rethinking work at Moderna. Moderna partnered with OpenAI to embed generative AI tools across its entire business. Every employee was equipped to use AI as an assistant, and custom tools were developed to transform workflows. For example, Dose ID assists teams by analyzing large datasets, and Contract Companion helps accelerate contract review. These tools show how AI can reshape operating models, not just improve productivity. AI adoption could unlock 115 billion Australian dollars in annual economic gains for Australia by 2030. AI is forecast to contribute 115 billion Australian dollars a year to the Australian economy by 2030. That is around 3,925 Australian dollars per person. Most of this gain, about 80 billion Australian dollars, will come from productivity improvements. ChatGPT usage already signals this shift. Globally, more than 500 million people use ChatGPT every week, and usage has more than doubled in Australia in the last year alone. Over 90% of users say they benefit from it for learning and skill building. Case in point, scaling creativity with Canva. Canva partnered with OpenAI to bring advanced AI features to over 175 million global users. Through Magic Studio, a suite of AI-powered tools, users can instantly generate content, translate copy, and turn rough ideas into polished outputs. These tools are deeply embedded in Canva's workflows, making AI feel like a natural extension of the creative process. Challenge: AI skills not yet widespread across the existing workforce. Policy suggestions include to roll out accessible, high-quality AI skills training and to expand access to AI-driven learning through micro-credentials. Challenge: low AI readiness of new workforce entrants. Policy suggestions include to develop sector-based capability frameworks, integrate AI education into schools and universities, and upskill managers with enterprise training programs. Challenge: slow enterprise adoption of AI. Policy suggestions include to provide targeted investment incentives, update tax deduction settings, leverage the R&D investment review, use the Future Made in Australia framework to attract investment, and expand access to AI tools for small and medium businesses. Challenge: need for clearer, common-sense rules to guide responsible AI use. Policy suggestions include to strengthen and expand the National AI Center's mandate and to commission tailored AI adoption blueprints for specific sectors like healthcare and professional services. Education. Education is core to economic competitiveness, but Australia's learning outcomes are declining. Australian students' academic performance has steadily declined over the past 2 decades. NAPLAN results highlight the gap between rural and metropolitan students, where rural Year 9 students perform 10 to 13% worse than their peers. AI offers a powerful way to help reverse this decline. OpenAI's tools are used by students, teachers, and parents for tutoring and skill development. These models can help bridge educational gaps by providing personalized learning and remote tutoring. Encouragingly, some Australian education leaders are already demonstrating what early adoption can look like. South Australia is supporting safe experimentation with AI in schools, and universities like UNSW are also partnering with OpenAI. At the same time, teachers face rising demands. School staffing has grown by 50% since 2006, reaching nearly 600,000 in 2024, but more than a quarter of a typical teacher's time is still consumed by administrative work, and 92% report lacking time for lesson preparation. AI can help reduce this burden by automating tasks like attendance, scheduling, reporting, and resource creation. This allows teachers to focus on teaching, planning, and student engagement. AI can also support students directly by enhancing access to personalized learning tools, improving research skills, and providing real-time tutoring support. From summarizing complex topics to generating practice questions, AI can help students learn more independently and effectively, especially in underserved or remote communities. The following policy proposals can help close Australia's growing learning gaps. Challenge: AI not embedded in school curricula. Policy suggestions include to establish a national AI upskilling program for educators, including accredited, ongoing professional development and support. Provide schools with practical, expert guidance on AI deployment, including free teaching resources, lesson plans, and accredited learning guides. Integrate AI literacy and ethics into Australian Curriculum version 10. Provide guidance to teachers on how to advance pedagogy and build AI into curriculum. Challenge: limited formal avenues for young people to experiment, innovate, and build AI tools and applications. Policy suggestions include to establish an AI Awareness Day with annual rotating themes. Expand Safer Internet Day to include AI. Create a youth digital agency to co-design AI applications with young people. Launch a Responsible AI Innovation Prize. Government services. Using AI to boost the efficiency and effectiveness of government service delivery. The non-market sector has suffered from stagnant productivity since the early 2000s, contributing to rising costs. In 2024, Australians spent an average of 1.6 hours on hold with government agencies, amounting to 9.8 million hours lost. The government's budget investment in Services Australia was the largest single increase in its history. It has helped to reduce call times and sped up processing for payments. But there is still ample room to improve through accelerating AI deployment, particularly in areas like data analytics, workflow automation, and service triage. Other governments are already demonstrating the value of AI in public service delivery. These results show the immediate utility of OpenAI's tools in high-trust government settings. Australia can build on these examples by piloting interoperable AI tools that improve service navigation, expand multilingual support, and simplify public-facing communications. The key is creating the right structures to identify, trial, and scale what works. Customer service. Personalized, efficient, and accessible support. This will reduce operational costs and allow staff to focus on complex cases requiring human expertise. Examples include streamlining service navigation and deploying 24/7 AI assistance across MyGov platforms. This can lead to a 15% increase in worker productivity for customer support agents who have access to AI. Healthcare. Automate administrative tasks and support clinical decision-making. This will reduce administrative burden and improve resource allocation. Examples include implementing clinical note writing automation systems and piloting AI tools to support medical imaging. 25% of nursing tasks can be automated, freeing up time for nurses to spend with patients. Policy development. Improve analysis of information and stakeholder engagement. This will improve productivity in government by automating labor-intensive research. Examples include analyzing public consultations to identify key themes and supporting the drafting process for internal documents. This can result in a 40% average reduction in time taken on writing tasks with an 18% increase in quality. Case in point, bridging language gaps in Minnesota. The state of Minnesota's Enterprise Translation Office is using ChatGPT Enterprise to improve multilingual service delivery across government. By integrating generative AI into its translation workflows, the office can now rapidly draft and refine content in multiple languages, significantly reducing turnaround times and expanding access to vital information for non-English-speaking communities. This shift enables faster, more inclusive communication across public agencies, while maintaining human oversight to ensure accuracy. Challenge: Government data underutilized for AI innovation and public policy. Policy suggestions include to digitize and release public datasets in accessible formats, prioritizing data in strategic areas like housing and energy. Implement the data governance framework to establish common rules and accelerate data access. Review data classification and access rules to enable more public sector AI applications. Challenge: AI capability within government is limited and not coordinated. Policy suggestions include to invest in whole-of-government AI training, empower a public sector AI agency or unit to lead AI deployment, introduce incentives and awards for the most effective public sector uses of AI, provide government employees with broad access to AI tools and encourage experimentation in a sandboxed environment. Challenge: government procurement processes are outdated and slow AI adoption. Policy suggestions include to introduce modern AI procurement rules with specialized pathways for innovative and pilot projects. Create pre-vetted vendor panels to reduce adoption friction. AI infrastructure. Australia has the potential to become the Indo-Pacific's trusted hub for AI infrastructure. OpenAI's Stargate, a multi-billion-dollar data center project in the US, is already generating thousands of jobs and expanding critical AI infrastructure. It offers a blueprint for how strategic compute investments can drive economic growth. Australia now has an opportunity to benefit in the same way. Economic research indicates that technologies usually take decades to diffuse. ChatGPT, however, hit 100 million users in 2 months, ushering in a new paradigm for the pace of technological progress and the need for more compute infrastructure. Australia leads on the core building blocks of data center competitiveness. It has the highest land availability among peer nations, strong policy stability, efficient permitting processes, and abundant access to renewable energy. AI models are growing larger and more widely used, driving exponential demand for compute. Without expanded data center capacity, Australia risks bottlenecks that limit innovation, delay adoption, and push development offshore. Data center capacity will more than double by the end of the decade, create over 8,000 jobs, and affect nearly every sector of the economy. Rising demand for AI and digital services is expected to more than double Australia's data center capacity, from 1,350 megawatts today to 3,100 megawatts by 2030, attracting up to 26 billion Australian dollars in additional investment. This expansion will drive job growth, with data center operations forecast to support 17,900 full-time equivalent jobs by 2030, up from 9,600 today. Most of these new roles will be in ongoing operations like tech trades, engineers, and ICT professionals. Australia's AI infrastructure investments can catalyze long-term economic transformation. Australia has the opportunity to position itself as a leading hub for AI infrastructure in the Indo-Pacific. These infrastructure investments are more than just physical assets. They create a foundation that attracts skills, capital, and high-value industries. In the same way that past investments in broadband, cloud, and clean energy paid long-term dividends, AI infrastructure today will shape Australia's economic resilience and competitiveness. Investing in domestic AI infrastructure doesn't just meet national needs, it creates an exportable capability. Building locally allows Australia to treat AI infrastructure as a strategic asset rather than a dependency. Australia's land availability, stability, and access to high-performance computing make it a strong contender for training capacity and for serving ASEAN markets with low-latency AI services. Training an AI model. Its primary function is teaching an AI model to recognize patterns and make decisions by exposing it to massive, globally sourced datasets. Its resource demand requires extremely high compute, memory, and electricity. Its location is centralized within a small number of hyperscale data centers. It is not latency sensitive, as a training run can last for days or weeks. Its customer profile is global AI model developers. AI inference. Its primary function is using a trained AI model to make predictions or decisions on new, unseen data or prompts. Its resource demand has lower energy and cooling requirements per site, but is offset by the need to replicate infrastructure across many regional data centers. Its location is distributed across dozens of regional or city-based data centers to be close to end users. It is highly latency sensitive and must deliver real-time or near real-time responses. Its customer profile is local end users. To unlock this opportunity, Australia should invest in sovereign compute, standards-based infrastructure, and regional data embassies. By harmonizing IT and data standards with regional counterparts, Australia can accelerate the safe and interoperable deployment of AI across borders. Challenge: insufficient growth in digital infrastructure and AI-ready data centers. Policy suggestions include to establish a single, streamlined approval process for AI infrastructure projects. Harmonize standards, including environmental standards, to address underlying problems. Offer federal backstops for AI infrastructure. Fund a national AI research resource to provide shared compute and data. Challenge: energy supply challenges spanning cost, reliability, and access to renewables. Policy suggestions include to coordinate with industry to ensure energy infrastructure planning is aligned with industry forecasts. Accelerate finance and underwriting models for long-duration energy storage. Reform electricity market incentives to reward grid stabilization services. Streamline permitting for energy infrastructure and coordinate transmission strategy. Challenge: concerns on water availability for large-scale infrastructure. The policy suggestion is to promote greater collaboration on planning and approvals between water agencies and industrial users to forecast capacity needs and ensure water supplies are managed sustainably. Challenge: existing barriers for developers of AI models. The policy suggestion is to update and modernize copyright law to accelerate AI development. Australia can lead regional innovation on AI while strengthening economic and national security. In the context of intensifying geopolitical competition, Australia has a strategic role to play in anchoring AI governance, infrastructure, and security in the Indo-Pacific. As regional economies race to adopt and regulate AI, Australia can shape a trusted, rules-based approach by drawing from the most innovation-forward elements of global regulatory models. Working alongside advanced regional peers, Australia can drive alignment on AI standards, promote responsible access to compute, and foster data center cooperation to safeguard sovereignty and resilience across the region. In so doing, Australia can help ensure that AI strengthens, not destabilizes, security and cooperation in the Indo-Pacific. Domestically, bolstering AI capability is vital to national resilience. Australia faces growing cyber threats, foreign interference, and risks of AI misuse. Addressing these challenges requires investment in AI-enabled threat detection, disinformation monitoring, and national safeguards for high-risk applications. These efforts will help protect Australia's institutions and position it as a regional leader in secure, responsible AI deployment. Conclusion: a turning point for Australia's AI future. Artificial intelligence is arguably the most significant economic and strategic opportunity of our time. For Australia, seizing this opportunity will mean unlocking a new wave of productivity, building world-class digital infrastructure, delivering better public services, and securing national resilience in a more uncertain world. The foundations of success are already in place. Australia boasts a strong education system, trusted public institutions, and clear infrastructure advantages. But realizing the full benefits of AI will require coordinated action across government, business, and civil society. This blueprint outlines a path forward. By investing in skills, infrastructure, and responsible AI deployment, Australia can shape a future where AI drives inclusive growth at home and supports openness, stability, and cooperation across the Indo-Pacific. If successful, Australia won't just adapt to the AI era, it will help define it.